So you're thinking about moving to North Georgia? Well, I have a lot of buyers that'll ask me, Matthew, what is it like to live in North Georgia? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you why you should not move to North Georgia. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share with you something you definitely need to know. So let's get it started. By the way, my name is Matthew, and I'm an associate real estate broker here in Georgia. I also moved to North Georgia about 16 years ago from Florida. If this is your first time to my channel, then subscribe below. Tap my bell for notifications so that way you can be the first to learn about the current market here in North Georgia and the surrounding areas. In this video, we're going to discuss why you should not move to North Georgia. So I went to Wikipedia to see what Wikipedia says what areas consist of North Georgia. Wikipedia says that the North Georgia area consists of the North Georgia mountains, far northwest to northeast region of the state, also including the northern part of the metropolitan Atlanta area. If you're looking at a map and you're planning to travel to Georgia, if you land at the International Airport of Atlanta and you travel north on Highway 400, we would say that the southern part of the northern part of Georgia would start at the cities of Canton, Ball Ground, Cumming, and also Gainesville area. So when we're talking about North Georgia is the rural part of the state. And a lot of people are moving to North Georgia to escape the city life, the fast-paced lifestyle, and they're looking to embrace the simple life that the North Georgia mountains offers. One of the great things about living in North Georgia is all the outdoor activities that we have. Now these things can include hiking, water sports in all our beautiful lakes, hunting, horseback riding, and also riding your motorcycles through the beautiful North Georgia mountains. If you're looking at purchasing a home in North Georgia on one of our lakes or near the lake because you are interested in the water sports that it offers, you need to consider that in North Georgia, they do drain some of the water in some of the lakes. And the reason why they do this is that they're draining the water to create energy and also to keep the water in the reserve during the drought season. So you have to be mindful that some of these lakes do not have full water year-round. One of the great things about living in North Georgia is all the scenic views that the roads have to offer, especially during the fall season when the leaves are changing. North Georgia has several different roads. You can be traveling on Highway 60, which is more of an intimate, windy highway through North Georgia, or you can be driving on a major highway like Highway 515. Both roads offer a great scenic view of the North Georgia mountains. Now, one of the great things about living in North Georgia is the North Georgia mountains, the open space, the rural area that the North Georgia mountains offers. But one of the things that you have to consider is that your commute time from your home to maybe your local town. A lot of times it will take you maybe 30 to 45 minutes to get to one of your major stores like Walmart or your favorite restaurant. So something to consider when you're looking at a home in North Georgia, how far some of these stores and restaurants are from your home. One of the things I share with my buyers when they're looking at buying a North Georgia home, especially as it relates to their home insurance, is to look at how far is the fire department from their house. Because in North Georgia, the fire department can be 30 minutes or further away from their home. If that's the case, it might impact how much their home insurance is. So it's always something you need to consider. So if you're looking to retire to North Georgia and you're of a mature age, one of the things you have to realize if you're buying a North Georgia home is that in North Georgia, we do not have as many hospitals in our area. A lot of our hospitals are in some of the major cities. So it's definitely something you need to consider when you're looking at buying a Georgia home, is look how far your local hospital is to the home that you're considering buying. If you're not moving to North Georgia to retire or purchase a second home, and maybe you're relocating to Georgia, then in North Georgia, there are limited job opportunities. So North Georgia might not be the best place for you to move unless you work from home. If you're looking to move to North Georgia and you're considering what type of employment we have here, we have employment in manufacturing, construction, healthcare, and also retail, just to name a few. Now, if you're relocating to North Georgia because of your employment, then you have to consider, especially if you do travel a lot and you have to fly out of the Atlanta International Airport, or if your office is located in the city of Atlanta, especially if you live in, let's say, the Blue Ridge Mountain area, that your commute time, certain times of the day, could take 2 to 3 hours to get to the airport or to get to your office. So it's something you definitely need to consider. If you're considering working from home when you live in North Georgia, one of the things that you have to research is your internet provider and the connection that you'll have. In North Georgia, we really don't have the infrastructure for fiber, so a lot of the internet companies are still using broadband internet connection. Also, you need to be aware that when you live in North Georgia does not have as many cell towers. And my own personal experience has been driving through North Georgia is that a lot of times I'll be on the phone and my phone will just drop. In North Georgia, you really need to look at what type of cell phone provider you have. Over the years, I've had good and bad cell phone providers, and certain providers have better signals in North Georgia. So especially if you do live in North Georgia and you work at your home or you're just at home, you want to make sure that the home that you're looking at purchasing, when you're at that home, that you do check your cell phone to see how strong your cell connection is. It does make a big difference, and it's definitely something you should consider. When you live in the rural area of North Georgia mountains, I always explain to my buyers when we're looking at homes, we need to look at the power supply to the home. Because in North Georgia, especially during the winter months, we'll see power outages. And if you have a good generator and a good water supply, sometimes the power can be out for days and even weeks. But if it doesn't have a generator, then you do need to consider getting some batteries, flashlights, and candles to be able to provide light and energy to your house during these times of the year. Now, you might not want to move to North Georgia because of our winters. Now, in Georgia, we just don't have 4 seasons, but we actually have 12. And the 12 seasons are winter, full spring, second winter, spring of deception, third winter, the pollen, actual spring, summer, hell's front porch, false fall, second summer, and actual fall. Summers in North Georgia consist of long spells of warm and humid weather with rainstorms. The temperature usually are in the high 80s to low 90s, and in the evening the temperature will drop to the 60s to low 70s. Winters in our area can be quite cold, and sometimes in the higher elevations we can have ice and sometimes snow. So if you struggle with seasonal depression, then North Georgia might not be the right place for you. Pollen in North Georgia is really bad. Our climate creates a perfect environment to have a lot of pollen. So if you have allergies, make sure you bring your Claritin. But also, you might consider not moving to Georgia if you struggle with allergies. When I'm working with my out-of-town buyers, sometimes they're surprised to find out that their Georgia home has a septic tank and not public sewer. In North Georgia, in the rural areas, you'll find that a lot of the homes don't have access to sewer, so they'll be on septic tank. Now, a septic tank is basically a concrete block that's in the ground. And with a septic tank, based on how many people live in a home, On average, it has to be serviced every 4 to 5 years. If you plan to purchase a home with a septic tank, I always advise my buyers to have their septic tank inspected, just to make sure that there's no cracks or issues. Also, we can ask the seller when was the last time that they had their septic tank serviced. If you're looking to build a new home on a vacant lot, then I always suggest to my buyers to make sure that they have a perk test done. And what a perk test does, it determines if the property is a good property to have a septic tank put on it along with a well. So I always advise my buyers before they purchase a vacant lot to make sure that they have a perk test done on their property. When you're out looking at North Georgia homes, I always tell my buyers to make sure that they look at the lot, look how the lot is graded, and also to make sure that they have downspouts that are draining away from the home. One of the things you do not want to have is water issues going towards your home or towards your basement. So making sure that you have French drains and make sure that the builder has graded the property correctly will save you tons of problems in the future. A lot of people like moving to North Georgia because of all the outdoor space in the green area. But we also get a lot of bugs, like termites and mosquitoes. My buyers moving from other states always ask me, Matthew, why should we get a termite bond? And I share with them, especially here in North Georgia, we have a lot of bugs. And with a good termite bond company and a pest control company, we'll keep these bugs out of their home. So it's definitely something you definitely need to know when buying a home here in Georgia. If you love sports, then North Georgia is the right place for you. But if you're not a big sports fan, then just be aware that sports is a big part of our culture. And also, if you're interacting with people that live in North Georgia, that they do schedule their time around their favorite football team. Now, Georgia has the Falcons football team and the Braves baseball team here in Georgia, which brings very large crowds. Now, the great thing about Georgia is that we have the University of Georgia that won the national championship last year in 2022, and our Braves baseball team won the World Series back in 2021. Now, when my buyers are looking to move to North Georgia and they ask me, Matthew, what is the nightlife like in Georgia? I share with them that in North Georgia, we have a very limited nightlife. And if they're looking for an active nightlife, then they really need to consider moving closer to the city of Atlanta. Even though North Georgia is a slower paced lifestyle, there's many festivals throughout the year, especially during the winter time. Also, if you do live close to Dahlonega, there's many wineries that you can visit living in North Georgia. I hope that you found value in this video. If you live in North Georgia or ever lived in North Georgia, leave us a comment. It's helpful for those who are watching this video. If you plan to move to North Georgia in the next 5 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All my information is in the description below. The main thing is just give us a call. Let's have a conversation so we can discuss your home search criteria. Thank you for watching our video and visiting our channel, North Georgia Life. As we say here on our channel, we make the world a better place, one person, one family, one investor at a time through the power of real estate.